And obviously, a big part of his presidentship was attacking journalists and attacking news outlets. Do you think there was a sense from some US news outlets or journalists that they kind of wore that as a badge of honor? And do you think that's a problem or something that should be celebrated in a way?
I think that you know, you're writing for the Press Gazette, which covers British journalism. I think that in Britain we do not, as a rule and as a class of people, take ourselves too seriously. I think, you know, we love our jobs and we enjoy our jobs, but we enjoy the banter, we enjoy the fun of being on the road. The Press Gazette, when it holds awards, they can be quite raucous dudes. In the US, because there is a First Amendment and there is a sort of almost a constitutional place for journalism, and you know, the Fourth Estate is kind of sanctified, I think that it has led to the journalists taking themselves being rather serious and pompous about themselves, in a way that I don't think, generally speaking, we are quite the same. You know, I kind of sometimes read articles and I think, you know, why keep it to 200 words when you can spread it out to 1,000? You know, you just think, well, where is the sub-editor in all of this kind of long-windedness? And I think that journalists, you know, did almost relish the fight, that they were almost in gladiator. They were this was their holy cause. Now, I happen to agree. You know, I've been a journalist now for nearly 40 years, and I've loved my profession all the time. And I don't think this is an age thing of, you know, me turning into a boring old fart. But I do think that journalism is more important today than it has ever been in my lifetime, for the simple reason that there is so much falsehood out there. I kind of like liberal democracies. I kind of like free elections, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, you know, the rule of law, equality before the law. All those sort of things that are badges of a liberal democracy are great. They are put in jeopardy if you have falsehood flowing around the democratic body. And journalists have a duty, I think, to report facts. Of course, you know, you can be of the left and you can be of the right and you can shade opinion. And, you know, the Sun will tell one story in one way and the Mirror will tell it in another way. That's all fine. But if there is falsehood that is being allowed to run riot, which is what happened in January or in the months leading up to the election, that is dangerous. And I think, therefore, we do have a really, really important job to do. And I think we should take that seriously. I think we should be concerned. And, you know, a lot of people say, oh, well, what happened in America could never happen here, France, Germany, wherever. It could. Of course it could. And, you know, I went on the 10 o'clock news that night and the mob was still in control of Congress. And the result, Joe Biden's election victory, had not been certified. That is serious.